the cloud concepts. Okay, before we get into Azure, let's understand what is cloud computing exactly. If you already know cloud computing, it's well and good. Okay, and if you are new to cloud computing, so this session is going to talk about cloud computing concepts. Okay, and the concepts of what we're going to discuss: the concept of cloud computing, evaluation towards cloud computing, and history of cloud and cloud computing architectures, and benefits and limitations of cloud computing. Okay, and yeah, okay, can I know you have any experience with cloud computing, or is the first time that you are working with any cloud services? So you can type in chat if you are new to cloud computing. Say new to cloud computing, or if you're already aware of any of the cloud computing, so mention that, so that I can I will know where to start from. Okay, so most of you are new to the cloud. So we'll start with the very basics of cloud computing. Okay, and uh, what is meant by cloud computing? Okay, uh, some of my students actually told me, uh, you know, they thought that cloud is something that they are going to get something from the cloud, real clouds. Okay, but not really. It's not a real cloud, or so cloud is nothing but you don't see that. Okay, cloud computing is a method of running the application software and any data or any software. You are accessing those application set of data from remote computers, from remote data centers, through internet. So that is what is cloud computing is all about. So you don't physically see that. Okay, you don't physically see any of the servers or any of the data. But in normally, in our companies, if you're not using cloud computing, if you're not using cloud computing, you have data centers. So depending on the size of your company, you may have one data center or a couple of data centers in different locations, and those data centers will hold your company's infrastructure, such as servers, any kind of servers, physical servers or virtual servers, or storage, EMC, or NetApp, different kind of storages, and also your routers, switches, firewalls, cabling, lot of power, and alternative power supplies, backups, and many things are there. To maintain a data center is going to be very very costly affair for the companies. Depending on the size of the company, it may take millions of dollars for the companies, okay, to maintain just the data center. Because suppose, let's assume you have 10,000 servers in the data center, on one data center, and you need to plan. So you cannot depend on only one data center. If you are managing, if you have 10,000 server, means you need to have multiple data center for redundancy, for backup, for disaster recovery. So, and you need uh, engineers, data center engineers, to maintain the data centers. Like in case of any hardware issues, they have to rush into the data center and help other engineers, help the people who are actually connected remotely, right? So also annual maintenance contracts, in case any hardware or any part is failed, then you have to have those parts in hand, so you can replace them immediately. So it's very costly affair for the companies to maintain the data center. First of all, designing the data center itself is going to take couple of months and years for the companies, so to establish. So with cloud computing, you don't have to manage the data centers, you don't have to manage any physical components of infrastructure. Okay, that's the advantage of cloud computing. Cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous. What do you mean by ubiquitous? So you can access it from anywhere. Your services are available anywhere as long as you have internet connection. So internet connection is must and should to access your cloud computing resources. Convenient, because these are accessible from the internet. There is no need to have any special software. Like, if you want to connect to your company network, you have to have your own laptop. I mean, you have to have your company's laptop. Sometimes, some companies only will let you connect through companies' corporate laptops only. You will not be able to connect from your home laptop or personal laptop, and you need to have some special security tokens, RSA tokens, like that, and you need to have a VPN connection to connect to your company network. It's a lot of headache. But with cloud computing, you can connect to you can connect to your cloud computing services to your account, as long as you have internet, very convenient on demand network access to a shared pool of configurable resources. So on demands, these services are available 24 by 7, 365 days. Usually 99.99% these services will not go down. Even if they go down, so you can penalize the cloud service provider. So if cloud service provider is guaranteeing you that SLA is 99.99, so you can penalize them. So a shared pool of network configurable resources such as networks, servers, storage, application, and services that can be rapidly provisioned. So you can immediately, yeah, I want I want these services available right at this minute. I can get those services. Okay, and also can be released immediately. If you feel like, I don't need these services, you can be released, and you will be interacting with your cloud service provider very rarely. Okay, so this is what cloud computing is. Cloud computing provides a simple way to access your servers, storage, databases, and broad set of application services over the internet. And with pay as you go pricing, this is very important, and via internet. Okay, so what do you understand by pay as you go pricing? What do you mean by that? So as the name says, you pay according to the usage. Okay, suppose uh, you are in Bangalore. Let's assume you are in Bangalore. So you go to Delhi. Okay, what will you do? Your native place is Bangalore. So you go to Delhi on a official business or on your personal trip. And what do? You just rent out a hotel, right? For 2 days or 3 days or 4 days. There, you are only paying for the duration of your stay. You're not going to pay anything extra. Okay, even the hotel guy asked also. Okay, you're not going to pay anything extra. What is happening here? You are paying according to the usage, according to your stay, and there is no long-term commitment. Okay, but if you rent an apartment or if you buy an apartment in Delhi, so then you have to have a commitment of, I mean, if you rent an apartment at least 1 year or 2 years, you know uh, you have to sign up for the contract. Okay, so there is no long term commitment in cloud computing in most of the cloud computing service providers. Okay, that is pay as you go pricing, very popular, and pay according to the usage. If you use it for 1 hour, you only pay for 1 hour, and if you use it for 1 minute, you only pay for 1 minute. And with cloud computing, you don't need to make upfront large investments. Suppose I want to build a web server which requires 100 servers. Let's assume you do not have cloud computing technology. So people, I mean, about a couple of years back, nobody was aware of cloud computing technology. And what companies used to do? They used to buy the hardware. They used to buy either virtual machines, or they used to buy physical machines. 100 physical machines, they have to get it. No other option. So with cloud computing, you don't need to make large upfront investments in hardware and spend a lot of time in heavy lifting of managing the hardware. And instead, you can provision exactly right size. If I need 8 GB machine, 8 GB machine and eight CPUs, I can go for that particular kind of model. I don't need to buy anything extra. I don't need to, there is no need to go anything less, because one of the features of cloud computing is scalability. You can increase the size of your server, decrease the size of your server anytime you want. Okay, next minute I want to change from 8 GB memory to 16 GB memory. It's just matter of reboot. That's it. So there is no pre-planning is required, like how you do it in a traditional data center. And you can access as many resources as you need. Okay, there is no limitation. As long as you can afford and you can pay for those services, and you can use those services. These are the five basic characteristics of cloud computing: network connections of wide coverage, rapid elastic extension, metered payment services, on-demand self-services, and resource pool sharing. So we will see what is this. And you have three service models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. And you have four deployment models: public public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. So you might have heard about these terms, you might have come across these terms, and let's discuss in detail what are these exactly about. So what is the concept of cloud computing? Cloud computing is a service, okay, is a service which is a shared service. So that what it means by shared services, like you and me, there are millions of customers are there for a Microsoft Azure or Amazon Web Services, and it is a scalable service, which means you can increase the size and decrease the size of your instances or services anytime. Okay, and it is accessed through internet, and the underlying technology for cloud computing is virtualization. You guys know what is virtualization? So virtualization is, it's simple. You have a physical server. You're going to break your physical server into multiple logical units. Breaking in the sense, not actually physically breaking it, but you are actually using VMware software or Hyper-V. You're logically isolating, you're creating a different containers, kind of containers. In that each container you can create operating systems, guest operating systems we call it as. So on one physical machines, if you are using VMware is one of the high virtualization technology. Microsoft Hyper-V is one another virtualization technology. Using that, one physical server can become multiple logical servers or multiple virtual servers. Okay, that's virtualization. Microsoft uses Hyper-V, and Citrix, uh, Amazon Web Services uses Citrix Zen. Okay, these are the characteristics of cloud computing. On-demand self-service. So as the name says, the services are available anytime on demand whenever you require, and self-service capabilities. There is no need for you to interact with cloud service provider, or there is no need to take permission from a cloud service provider to launch the services. Ubiquitous network access, you can access it from anywhere. Resource pooling means you are not the only one who is accessing these services. Okay, like you and me, there are hundreds and thousands, millions of customers are there. Okay, that's resource pooling. Rapid elasticity, so you can increase the size, decrease the size anytime you want. Flexible pricing, pay per use, which means you only pay for the usage according to the usage. Some of the examples that we are aware of it, and Facebook is a service that is provided to you over the internet, right? What services that you will get in Facebook? You can upload, download videos, images, photos. You can dislike, like, comments. You can put some comments. Twitter, short messages. Wiki, online games. You can play online games with other users. Gmail, and or any web-based emails. is also a cloud computing technology, because in the cloud computing, you are not actually managing the servers. Okay, in this is called software as a service. We will see what is software as a service, but here Gmail is one of the example of cloud computing that we use. Dropbox, it's a file sharing service. And for businesses, CRM, backup services. CRM is customer relationship management. Okay, this is very one of the very popular tool, you might have heard about it, which is called Salesforce. Salesforce is cloud computing technology. It is started even before Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. So it's this Salesforce company was started in 1999. Okay, very popular. It's number one platform, cloud computing platform in CRM. There are four deployment models that are available: public cloud, private cloud, community cloud, hybrid cloud. So we will see what are these different clouds and what is the differences between these clouds. A private cloud, okay, a private cloud which is going to sit in your private network, okay, and it is exclusively used by your organization, and it is owned and managed and run by the company itself or a third party or combination of two, and it supports companies business objectives in economic way, and it provides you high security. So private cloud, it is only accessible to your company clients and your company employees, and it's used by only your company, and it is fully managed by your company, or your company can hire a third party people to manage the services, cloud services. Can you tell me any good examples of cloud computing, private cloud? Not really. SCVMM. Okay, so Azure Stack. Yes, exactly. Azure Stack. Any other? There is another popular one called OpenStack. Azure Stack is by Microsoft. So private cloud service provider, Microsoft Azure, Azure Stack, and OpenStack Red Hat. And if you are planning to give a Azure Stack exam, there is an offer going on right now. So they have very recently launched. The exam number is 70537, and they have launched about 2 weeks back. And right now they are offering for 80% discount. Okay, so you will get this exam. You can you have to finish it before March 15th. Okay, it's kind of beta. You can consider it as like a beta exam kind of thing, and you will pay only around close to 200 rupees approximately. Otherwise, it would cost around 7,000 rupees. Uh, you have this discount. They just launched, so it is a private cloud. And OpenStack has different exams. Okay, so it's out of topic. Public cloud. So delivery of services over the internet and sharing of resources in public cloud, and it is a multi-tenancy. Okay, multi-tenancy means so multiple people are going, multiple people or multiple companies are using these services. So if you are living in an apartment complex, right, there are 100 different flats are there. Okay, so you have 100 different flats are there. So that's called multi-tenancy. That is multi-tenancy, which brings a lower level of security and privacy, which is aimed at wider audience. So many people can use this public cloud. And example, your email services, social media, and social networking, Facebook, and all those things are public cloud. Any other good examples that you can tell for public cloud? Not the Facebook, not the Gmail. Okay. At enterprise level, what are the public cloud service providers that you know? Okay, service now using. Okay, service now. Okay, ticketing system. Yes, ITL process. Any other? Which one? What? Okay. Okay. Microsoft Azure. That is what we are learning, right? So how can we miss Microsoft Azure? Yeah. And yes, IBM Bluemix. Yes, Amazon Web Services, Rackspace. Any other? Red Centric, Google, GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Yes, Alibaba. Okay, so the famous ones are, I mean, each one is, and also Salesforce. So if you look at ServiceNow, it's becoming very popular, and Microsoft Azure very popular, and IBM Bluemix they just started, and Amazon Web Services number one in the market. Number two is Microsoft Azure, and number three is Google Cloud Platform, and Salesforce is also uh, equally very good, number one, but they are into CRM. Okay, only the CRM area. Azure, Amazon Web Services, and Google Cloud Platform. Okay. Community Cloud. What do you mean by Community Cloud? It is a shared private cloud. So it is one kind of private cloud, but it is shared across group of organizations or individuals that share a common goal. Okay, it is not just run by one company. About two or three companies or two or three individuals who have common interest, they come together and form a cloud, and they can start exchanging the data, platforms, and applications. They can share the capital expenditures. So, and some of the examples like regional and national education institutes, some banks, research institutes, community centers, etc. It's like in day to day we do carpooling, right? Sometimes we do carpooling with our colleagues, with our friends. Why do we do that? So because one thing is, it's maybe your office is too long to drive. Okay, so you can share the efforts. Okay, first thing is share the efforts and share the expenses also. Okay, so that is why you do the carpooling. Okay, same way a private cloud is a community cloud is nothing but a shared private cloud. Group of companies, group of our organizations, they come together and share the expenses and share the platforms. I may have storage, you may have servers. I may have databases, you may have applications. We together form a cloud and start sharing our applications, our servers, our infrastructure. Okay. Hybrid cloud is a combination of public and private cloud. Okay, it becomes one infrastructure. So this is your, let's assume this is your private cloud and this is your public cloud. The main difference between public and private. Okay, what is the difference between a public transport and private transport? So yeah, public transport, if you take a bus to our office, what is the benefits? Your charges will be less. You don't have to maintain the hardware or infrastructure. So, do you really worry about the maintenance of the bus or the train or metro? It's not your responsibility. So you just buy the ticket from your house to office. That's all. Your relation with the bus is done, or your relation with that particular train is done. Okay, as long as you stay with them. Okay, and private means you are going to office in your own car. In that case, what happens? A lot of you have to buy a car. Okay, and there will be monthly expenses, monthly maintenance, petrol, servicing. Okay, that is the difference between a public. Just compare your public transport with your private transport, with your own transport. So private is, it's only accessible to you, right? Unless you ask, but otherwise it's only managed and maintained by yourself and used by you and for your own purpose, for your own family, so that for your own employees, for your own clients. Private. But public, anybody has money, they can, or anybody has credit card, they can create an account in public cloud, start using it. Is that clear? So you can combine public and private cloud. Okay, so public cloud resources can access private cloud. A private cloud resources can access public cloud. So basically, private cloud is your company, right? And public cloud is also your company. You are going to have an account in the public cloud. Okay, for your company, you will create an account in public cloud also. You want to connect that public cloud with the private cloud. So Azure provides different services for that. It's called express route and point to site, site to site. Okay, these are three ways that you can connect your on-premises network with public cloud. That's called hybrid cloud, and it becomes one network. Yeah, yeah, single sign-on. Office 365. We are going to look at that Office 365. So your company resources, you have Active Directory in your company. Your Active Directory is integrated with Office 365. So what happens in that case? The users in your Active Directory. Suppose I'm a new user, I joined in the company, I will get a username and password. Okay, I will log into my desktop and there will be Office 365 icon on my desktop. I click that, straight away opens up Office 365 and it is loaded from Microsoft Data Center. It is not loaded, it is not loaded on your machine. Okay, it's coming from Microsoft data centers. That's called single sign-on. So that we are going to look at in my when we are setting up Active Directory, and we will see single sign-on applications and all those things. So Office 365 is a good example of hybrid cloud. Yeah. These are different cloud implementation types: a private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. So private cloud, it's a single tenant implementation. What do you mean by single tenant implementation? So it's just for one company. Okay. Yeah, it's designed for one company. It's like, I am living in my own villa or my own independent house, and it's owned and maintained and operated by my company. Okay. And I will define my own policies. And if I'm living in a villa or living in my independent house, I will define whatever boundaries I wanted, and whatever, I want to do gardening, I want to do different coloring to my house, I can do it. So any policies that I can set in my private cloud, and self-service and automation capabilities are possible. And in the public cloud, it's a multi-tenant implementation. Okay, it's like you are living in an apartment complex, and you might, like, maybe it's, you know if you're talking about Azure or AWS, and that's millions of customers, not just one customer. Microsoft is adding every month about 120,000 customers. 120,000 customers they are adding all over the world every month. So that's a lot. Okay, multi-tenant implementation, and it's owned and operated by the service provider. Whatever the service provider sets the policies, you have to follow, bound by the multi-tenant data management policy. And if you are living in a community, right, apartment community, and you have to follow the society rules, and you cannot say that, I will, I want to design my flats in different way. Okay. Or I want to park my car wherever I wanted to. No, you cannot. You have a designated parking. You have to park uh, in the designated parking area. You cannot block your walkway, or see, whatever the policies are set by the society, or whatever the policies are set by the cloud service provider, you have to follow. And if you are using that particular service, or if you are living in that apartment, end of the day, you have to follow the society rules. And similar self-service and automation capability, just like your private cloud. Again, hybrid cloud, it's a combination of private and public cloud. What are the advantages and disadvantages of each cloud type? Security and control, better security and control, customization, legacy infrastructure, scalability, capex investments. Capex investments means capital expenditures, 24 by 7 operations. These are the some limitations. And public cloud, massive scalability is possible, innovation, services on demand. And security and privacy, data location and migration and support services are some of the disadvantages. And in the hybrid cloud, you have managed services 24 by 7. Service level agreements are the advantages. Disadvantages, innovation, process flow procedures, and global presence. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Obviously, if you take any item, right? Okay, plus and minus obviously has to be there to judge that particular. And if you are living in your own house, so there is advantages, there is disadvantages. Maintenance cost will be more, and you cannot afford to provide round the clock security. Yes. And uh, if it is public cloud, uh, security and privacy is a concern. Privacy is a concern. Yeah, yeah. Each cloud has advantages and disadvantages depending on, this will public cloud will be cost effective, so it's going to cost you less. buying a apartment is going to be very less compared to building your own house. Okay, I mean, if you are talking about in the same location. Okay, so uh, always public cloud is comparatively cheaper than your private cloud. And see, some people prefer private cloud because they don't want to store anything in the public cloud. Depending on the kind of information that they are handling, they choose either private cloud or public cloud. The service models: software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. So let's look at in detail what are these services are all about. Software as a service. What do you mean by software as a service? As we discussed, the uh, cloud is nothing but a service, correct? It is a shared service. It is a scalable service. Cloud computing is nothing but a service. In that, software as a service, which means the software is provided to you as a service. The software as a service provides you with complete product that is run and managed by the service provider. In our previous example, we talked about Office 365. Office 365 is a very good example of software as a service. What happens in the software as a service? The complete software is run and maintained by the cloud service provider. So Microsoft is managing Office 365. If you are using Office 365 and you pay for the license, per user license, per month, per user license. It may be, I mean, different plans are there. So as low as $5 it starts from, and you pay, let's take $5. You pay $5 per month per user, and that's it. You don't need to install any software, office software, on your local laptop or desktop or server. And you don't need to get the license. You don't need to install the plugins. You don't need to maintain and update the patches. It is all that extra activities, maintenance activities, are taken care by the cloud service providers. Software as a service or sometimes refers to as end user application. If we are using Office 365, we become end users. What do you mean by end users? We are the customers for them, and we are the one who is going to use that particular application. And with software as a service, you don't need to think about how the service is maintained, how the underlying infrastructure is managed. Uh, Another good example is Gmail, web-based email. Okay, do we really think about how Gmail is managing their infrastructure? How often they are updating their patches, or on what piece of hardware they are using, how many servers they are using? Or do we really worry about updating? Oh, okay, if I don't update my Gmail, so this particular virus may get into my Gmail. We don't think about hardware, or we don't think about installing Gmail applications or software. Nothing. You just use your browser and access. The only thing that you worry about is whether Gmail functionality is working or not. So can I send? Am I able to send mails? Am I able to receive the emails or not? The basic, the Gmail functionality, sending and receiving emails, is it working or not? That's all we care about. Correct? Any software as a service applications, if it is Office 365 or if it is web-based email, okay, Gmail or Hotmail or Outlook, okay, so you don't really worry about the underlying infrastructure and how it is managed. Okay, and some of the characteristics of software as a service: software is hosted offsite. Correct? Software is not installed on your computer. It is hosted in remote data centers. So depending on the application that you are using. So for example, Office 365 is managed by Microsoft, Gmail is managed by Google, and CRM is managed by Salesforce. And software on demand. Software as delivered as package. No modifications can be done to the software. Can I make any changes to Gmail? Look and feel, colors? Huh? Yeah, little bit. Themes and all those things. Okay, yeah, yeah. That's all you can change. But the internal applications, internal functionality of the software or the email functionality, you cannot sell. Okay. Plugin softwares, I cannot install any plugins. And vendor will have advanced technical knowledge. Google has more knowledge about Gmail than us. CRM, ERP, billing, invoice, email, web hosting, these are some examples. Any other examples that you can think of? Here, you log into your Google account. This is applications, Google Apps. You see Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. I'm not sure if you ever use these. Google Docs is just like your Microsoft Word. You can create a Word document. It's in the cloud, and there is no need to install any software here. So I can just type just like Word document. It is automatically saved in your drive. So you see, it's every word I am typing, every letter I am typing, it's getting saved in the cloud. And I can download it to my local machine. I can download it as a Word document or ODT or PDF or plain text, different formats. I can also collaborate with other users. I can collaborate with you, and we both simultaneously can update the same document. Yeah, sharing, kind of sharing. Just like Google Drive, I mean Google Docs, you have Google Sheets. This is like Excel sheets, and just like Google Sheets, you have Google Slides, which is PowerPoint. This is your PowerPoint. You can create a PowerPoint presentations. Okay. Platform as a service. What do you mean by platform as a service? Not really. Platform is actually also software. The application environment, the runtime environment to develop your applications. That is nothing but a Java platform, a .NET platform, a Python platform. The platform is provided to you so that you can develop your applications in the cloud. Yeah, yeah, yes. Platform as a service remove the need for organizations to manage the underlying infrastructure. Example, hardware and operating system. It's same like software as a service, but it provides a development environment for your developers. So it allows you to focus on the development and management of your applications. You don't need to think about resource procurement, capacity planning, software maintenance, or patching. So it's mostly used for remote application development, application support. Platform may have special features, low application development cost, environment for your software development. Any examples that you can give me? So if you want to install in your traditional environment, I will ask you to create a database, SQL database. What do you do normally? If I tell, create a customer database on SQL Server, what do you ask for first? You ask for the hardware, okay, whether it is a physical server or virtual server, and you ask for the operating system. So once the server is provided, you will install the operating system, and then you will ask for SQL Server software, right? And you will install the SQL Server. And once SQL is installed, you will install database, customer database. So to create the customer database, what are the things that you need to have? Server, operating system software, and you have to get the SQL Server software. These three things that you have to do, and it will take a lot of time. So getting the hardware, installing the operating system, and getting your SQL Server, and on top of it, okay, good. So it's one time activity, one time investment. SQL, we are not going to do it every day, right? So you compromise, and then you install it, and on top of it you will install the database. But there will be regular maintenance activities will be there on the SQL Server. You have to patch the SQL servers, and you have to back up your SQL Server, and you have to ensure the performance tuning of your SQL databases, correct? And ensure replication is also is happening if you are looking for high availability kind of configuration. All this is extra thing, right, for you. Or another example I'll take: if you want to build a Java application, what will you do? What do you need? You need a same thing: hardware, operating system. You need to get Java environment, Java application you need to install, then you can start writing Java applications. But in the cloud, okay, I'll show you example. I'll show you the example of Amazon Web Services. Anyway, we are going to look at Microsoft Azure, okay, platform as a service, SQL Server, and websites, web apps. I'll show it to you, Amazon Web Services, so that you can see it differently, how it looks like. There is a service called Elastic Beanstalk. This is platform as a service. Now I want to write a Java application. Okay, so create a new application. Here we choose the environment, Node.js, or I want to develop a PHP application. I'll select PHP and I will upload my code. If it is Java, select Java and upload your code and create the environment. Runtime environment is provided to you. Straight away the runtime environment is provided to you. There is no need to install any application or software or hardware or the operating system. Same thing is possible in Azure also. So we're going to look at Azure anyway. So we're going to create web applications, websites. We're going to create SQL databases. All this come under platform as a service. Infrastructure as a service. What do you mean by infrastructure? In general, what do you mean by infrastructure? Infrastructure is nothing. Hardware. In IT world, it's hardware. Anything physical or hardware is infrastructure, like servers, storage, routers, switches, cables, okay, firewalls, load balancers. All this comes as infrastructure. So for you, for the entire infrastructure is provided to you as a service, as a software, as a virtual. Okay, you have a virtual server, you have a virtual storage, you have virtual network, virtual firewall, virtual routers. Okay, all these are software based. For as a customer, for me, software based. But if it is for cloud service provider, it is physical only. Okay, because all these software based or virtual servers has to be running on one of the physical servers, right? And those physical servers are managed and maintained by the cloud service provider. What can you do with infrastructure as a service? You can innovate rapidly, improve business continuity and disaster recovery, eliminate capital expense and reduce ongoing cost, respond quicker to shifting business conditions, increase stability, reliability, and supportability. These are some key characteristics of infrastructure as a service. A good examples: infrastructure as a service, GoGrid, Amazon Web Services, Rackspace Cloud; platform as a service, Google App Engine, Force.com, Windows, Azure; software as a service, Gmail, Salesforce. The list is not limited to this only. The list is more than this. What are components that are part of each of the service? In the infrastructure as a service, you have servers, networking, storage, data center fabric, firewalls, load balancers. And in platform as a service, you have middleware, web runtime, development tooling, databases, Java runtime. Platform as a, software as a service, email, business processes, industry applications, CRM, ERP, HR, etc. Clear so far? Any questions? So we have seen 5 characteristics, 4 deployment models, 3 service models. I hope it is clear to you what are these. Yeah. And if you look at your traditional IT and compare these 3 clouds, in the traditional IT, you have different teams to manage these services. You have networking team, storage administrators, server administrators, virtual VMware administrators, OSCs, server administrators, middleware, runtime, data, applications. Okay, each team is very big. Kind of environment you come in. So I'll tell you, in my company and one of the company I worked for, just for patching, OS patching, there are about close to 500 people. 500 people, what they do is only patching. And apart from patching, there are many other activities are there, right? Any changes, maintenance activities, support activities, okay, and many other stuff is there. But in when it comes to infrastructure as a service, the networking and hardware, there is so many people are there to maintain the hardware in data centers. And we have hired IBM and HP to maintain the data centers. If any hardware is down, so we have SLS with them, agreements, service level agreements. So within 1 hour, 2 hours, they have to replace the part. That kind of agreements that we have. So round the clock, there will be HPR IBM engineer will be there in the data center, and there is one or other server will go down. So we have about 70,000 servers. Okay, that out of 70,000 servers, multiple servers will go down on any particular day. So there will be these data center guys, data center management guys, and these engineers from IBM and HP will be there round the clock and replacing the hardware. Okay, so those kind of activities, are taken care by the Microsoft, our cloud service provider. Your networking, storage, servers, and virtualization. And what you worry about is operating system, middleware, runtime, data, and application. The blue boxes are taken care by the customer, by us. Okay. Here in the traditional IT, all are managed by us. Here in IaaS, these blue boxes. In platform as a service, from networking to runtime, application is also installed for us, Java application. We just put our applications, put our data. In software as a service, everything comes as a package, as a software to you. You just use it. Yeah, you just use it. So evaluation of cloud computing. So it started from mainframes, right, and mini computers, and then moved into microcomputers, moved into virtualization. Now it's cloud computing. The trend is cloud computing. In future, what is going to be, we don't know. But cloud computing is a managed services accessed via internet. For all these things, is internet is mandatory. History of cloud. So if you look at cloud history, cloud is nothing but repackaging of various existing concepts and technologies. See, SaaS has existed since the invention of internet. Do you agree to that? What is SaaS? Software as a service. Example, Gmail. So Gmail is there from last 10, maybe 13 years, 14 years. Okay. Before that, before Gmail, we had Hotmail, Outlook, Rediff Mail. Even before Hotmail, I don't know. Even before Hotmail, yeah, yeah. So before, it is the email is there since the invention of internet, right? Yeah. And virtualization is existed since 1960s, since IBM mainframe days. Virtualization is there. But some aspects of cloud computing are new, now new. Like, if you talk about, uh, yeah, AWS, Azure, within Azure, there are some new services they have introduced. See, every year they come up with, they will add on new services. Public cloud service providers, AWS, we talked about, Google Apps, Google Docs, Google Drive, Calendar, Microsoft, Azure SQL, .NET, Live, SharePoint, Office 365, OneDrive, OneDrive. Okay, okay. Virtual machines, mobile services, cloud services, big data, media. And Salesforce.com is also one of the cloud computing provider. And it's a CRM based application. And some of the products that are offered by Salesforce, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Desk.com. If you go to Salesforce site, you will see. Coming to cloud computing architecture, it's a service. There are four types of architecture: service oriented, tiered architecture, multi-purpose data center architecture. They use hypervisor as underlying technology. They are provided to you as a service, software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Benefits and limitations. So these are the benefits: cost, storage, flexibility, green, mobility are benefits. Limitations: security, location of data, compliance, it is internet dependency, service levels, migrations. Okay, these are general service in general. These are the limitations of cloud computing. But this cloud computing, especially if the public or cloud service providers have matured so much, none of these matter now. Okay. Benefits of cloud computing: reduced cost. Yeah. Automated patches, security patches, backups are automated. On demand, flexibility, scalability, and elasticity. Yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. More mobility. access it from anywhere, any web enabled device. Shared resources, multi-tenancy. See, if more people are using, then only the cost will come down. Correct? And back to core business, more for less. Some limitations: internet access, yeah, security and privacy, and vendor lock-in. So some applications may not, we cannot migrate them to cloud because it is vendor dependency, or the support is missing or may not be there for that particular application. Then you have to rebuild the entire application in the cloud. Plus or minus service level agreements. Okay. What are the business drivers which will help you to move to cloud? Flexibility, correct? Time to market your product is very quick. How much time is going to take for you to build a server in the cloud? Probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's it. So you can have your website up and running in 5 minutes. Yeah. Total cost of ownership is very less. Capital expenditure versus operational expenditure is also very less. Total cost of application ownership, service level agreements, different architectures that are provided. Greener computing. What do you mean by greener computing? You don't need to manage the data center. So you are not generating a lot of power or heat, or there is no need to if you're not maintaining the data centers, so you will be relieved a lot. So that's greener computing. To recap what we have discussed, these are the 5 basic characteristics. These are 3 service models. These are 4 deployment models. Okay. Any questions so far? Yes. Community cloud is like a private cloud, shared private cloud. I told you, right? To share the expenses, carpooling example I have given. If you remember, why do you use carpooling? Public is very big. Public transport. Public is bus or train. Community cloud, you're carpooling. Private cloud, you're going in your own car by yourself. It's a private cloud only. I said carpooling. Okay, community cloud, a group of companies. Okay, you can use a private cloud software. Okay, OpenStack or Azure Stack. Group of companies, yeah, group of companies come together and build a cloud for themselves. That's a community cloud. Community cloud is not very popular, either public or private or hybrid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is about fundamentals of cloud computing. So let's get into Azure. Okay. If you are not having Azure account, I think people who have attended demo class, they know how to create a Azure account. So who have not attended demo class, so if today is your first class, go to azure.com. Okay, so go to azure.com. You can create an account by yourself. There is no need to contact Microsoft to get your account created. It's as simple as creating an email account. Just click on free account, click on free account here, click on start free. And what you will get with this, you will get $200 credit, close to 13,000 rupees. If you are from India, so you will get around 13,000 rupees that you have to use in 30 days. Okay, if you are not using those in 30 days, gone. Means whichever comes first. If 30 days comes first, your credit will expire. If you are going to use the complete $200 credit within 10 days, that's it. One of it. No, no, no. So they're not taking it back. No, no, no. There is no charge here. So they will give you $200. With that $200, you can create any services within Azure account. Within Azure, whatever services that you want to create web servers, you want to create virtual machines, you want to create databases. So you can play around with those $200. There is a charge for that. Okay, so there is, within $200 they will deduct that amount. After 30 days it will be gone. If you are not going to upgrade, if you are not going to upgrade your account after 30 days, whatever, we will come into pricing in probably later section. So, but this is just a beginning, how to create an account. So you just you will get this, and some services are 12 months free, some services are always free. Okay, and which services are 12 months free, which services are always free, you can go here. Which products are free? 750 hours of B1S virtual machine. B1S is a model. It's a model number. Just like we have Dell, IBM models, right? Azure has models. B1S Windows virtual machine. This much of storage you will get. This much of SQL database. This much of file, blob. So you can see all these here. You can take advantage of these products for free. App services, functions, container. And what is the limitation? You will see it here. If you go to azure.com, and you will find all these services are free. Some services are 12 months free only. Some services are 30 days. 30 days. 30 day, 12 months, always free. So let's get into, we have seen the benefits of cloud computing. So advantages, cost, speed, global scale, productivity, and performance and reliability. And we have seen infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. We have seen public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. We have seen these service models. What is Azure? Azure is a secure cloud services platform, offers compute power, database storage, content delivery, and other functionality to help your business scale and grow. Azure is a broad IT infrastructure platform. A platform can be used for every use case. More and more features are getting added day by day. Security is recognized as stronger than on-premises. Deeper visibility into compliance and governance. Provides hybrid capabilities. Global network of regions and data centers. And they have over million customers. Clear here? Give me 1 minute. I'll get some water. Yeah, I kept it on mute, so I was taking water. So Azure is a cloud computing service created by Microsoft, building, deploying, and managing applications uh, through a global network of Microsoft managed data centers. And it provides service as software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and it supports many different operating system. Supports many different operating system, programming languages, tools, and frameworks, including Microsoft specific and third party systems. Microsoft Azure is a collective name for cloud computing, Microsoft Cloud Computing Services, IaaS and PaaS and software as a service. It supports both Linux and Windows, SQL Server, MySQL, Postgres, C, Python, Java, Node.js, Bash, and many languages. DynamoDB, DocumentDB, NoSQLs. Many services are available. Many type of databases it supports. Many languages it supports. Just 1 minute, please. Azure deployment models. Azure services would be classified as public cloud generally, but Azure Pack or Azure Stack, you can also call it as Pack or Stack. It is installed in your private data center, offers private cloud model. Azure IaaS. IaaS is infrastructure as a service, comprises of number of globally distributed data centers that host virtualized servers controlled by Azure Fabric Controller. When we host our systems on Azure, we become tenants and we pay for the usage of services. Example, virtual machine, disk storage, and network services. Platform as a tool services offer set of tools that allow us to develop and deploy scalable and robust websites, applications, mobile applications, other web services. So Azure provides the following services: compute, data services, network services, app services. In the compute, you have virtual machines, PaaS, websites, mobiles, storage, SQL, backup, sites, recovery. Network services, you have virtual networks, traffic manager, express route. And app services, you have media services, service bus, push notifications, active directory, MFA. These are different services that are available in each of the area. And the list is more than this. This is just a snapshot, quick snapshot. If we look at Azure history, first they have Azure announced in 2008, but it became commercially available from 2010. When they released it, they were supporting only they have services for database, websites, and virtual machines. And constantly they have added more and more features. And they were initially they called it as Windows Azure. They were supporting only Windows-based platforms, only Microsoft Windows. No open source tools were supported initially, but that has changed. So Microsoft started, supporting open source tools and open source operating systems such as Linux tools. So they have added features for Linux and non-Microsoft or non-Windows services. And so it is no longer called, I mean, they have decided to rename it to from Windows Azure to Microsoft Azure because it's just not only Windows platform. They started offering many open source platforms and open source operating systems such as Linux. Okay. Since then, they have seen a lot of growth. When they were supporting only Windows platforms, right? Only the Windows guys or Windows people who are using Windows application, they used to host their environments or applications on Microsoft. Since they started offering open source tools also, many people actually started signing up Microsoft Azure. So Azure provides trusted cloud-based solutions to meet your business needs, and Azure provides resources all over the world. You can deploy your resources anywhere that you want. Some of the solutions that they provide: digital marketing, mobile, e-commerce, LOB applications, SharePoint, Dynamics, SAP, Red Hat, BI tools, monitoring, deployment, development, test, big data analytics, data warehouse, SaaS, cloud migration, IoT, disaster recovery, backup, hybrid integration, digital media, HPC, blockchain, okay, microservices application, gaming, and mainframe migrations. These are some of the products that they offer. They offer compute, networking, storage, web plus mobile container databases, data analytics, AI, IoT, enterprise integration, security, developer tools, monitor management, stack. Okay. How do you create account? So start with your email account and you provide your information and you provide your phone number, and you will receive a text message that you have to enter it here, and then you use your credit card and sign up. Once you sign up, you can log in to portal.azure.com. Okay. When it comes to certifications, you have uh, three certifications, and the fourth one was added very recently, 2 weeks back. Developing Microsoft Azure infrastructure, Azure solutions, which is 70532. Implementing Azure infrastructure solutions, 70533, and architecting Azure solutions, 70534. They used to call it as. Now, very recently, they have changed it to 70535 about 2 weeks back. Okay, and the other one you have Azure Stack, Azure Stack, which is 537. Okay, and let's look at some information about 70533. It's a computer-based exam, and the duration allocated is 80 minutes, approximately about 50 questions that you will get. Okay, exam fee is about 4,800 rupees, and if you are see, this excludes your service tax, GST and all those things. So if you include the GST, it will become around 6,000 plus. Okay, close to 6,000 rupees. And if you're writing it from US or other countries, it's going to cost you a little more. It's going to cost you $169. Exam has to be taken at approved testing center. You can go to pearson vua.com/Microsoft and register, create an account, and you can register for the exam. I would strongly suggest, take that Azure Stack exam. Okay, it's coming out for very cheap, 1200 rupees, less than 1200 rupees, and you can experience. It's not very difficult to prepare Azure Stack, and huh? Yeah, you have to prepare. So it is more or less looks like your what we are going through in the training. Okay, but it's implemented internally. This is implemented for public, general audience, for everyone. But Azure Stack is implemented for within your company. March 15th, yeah. Just give an attempt, see if it works. So these are the things that are you will get. Design and implement Azure service apps, 15 to 20%. Create and manage Azure virtual machines, 20 to 25%. Storage strategy, Active Directory, virtual networks, ARM templates. Okay, and some other extra things also we are covering here. In that, here you don't see any SQL Server. Do you see any SQL Server here in this 70533 exam? But we are covering 70. We are covering SQL Server. And do you see any monitoring here? No, but we are covering monitoring. So some additional services also covered in the training program. 70537 stack. Uh, yeah, stack is 70537 exact. So these are some of the customers, Azure customers. Okay, if you look at if you go to Azure site, you will find plenty of the customer stories that you will find. Okay, so when we talk about Azure, Azure is available in 42 regions around the world. What is region? A region is nothing but a data center. It can be a one data center or multiple data centers, a data center complex. So around 42 regions are available. And Azure also separates cloud for China, Germany, and government. So the government cloud is different. You cannot have access to government cloud, gov cloud. You cannot access China cloud. You cannot access Germany cloud. Rest of the clouds you can access. So one region can consist of at least one high available data center or data center complex. Regions can also have impact on the performance and availability of some of the resources. Okay, some services may be available partially or may not be available in a specific regions. So not every region is same as other region. Okay, in terms of services are provided. The cost of services also vary by region. From one region to another region, the cost will vary because to maintain a data center in India, the cost to maintain a data center in India is different from managing a data center in US. The cost varies from one region to one location to another location, right? So based on the cost that they incur, they're going to charge customers. Okay, so the cost, and also another reason why the cost is differ from one region to another region. If the region is very new, so obviously they will have the cost will be little higher. So if the region is very old region, and they will have, it will be, because over a period of time, I think they might have break even the cost or the spend amount that they have spent on that data center. So they may offer it for little less. For reduced redundancy, for reduced latency, it is recommended to choose a region next to physical location of the consumer. Okay, clear? It's better to choose a region which is close to the customer, so you will see better throughput. These are the regions, some of the regions. There are 42 regions that are there, and in India you have West India, Central India, South India. You see in US how many regions are there, and Europe. This is Asia Pacific region, Australia, South America only Brazil, and Africa there is none, but they are coming up with these triangular boxes are the upcoming ones. How do you access your portal, or how do you access these services? Using portal.azure.com. Okay. Sorry. So go to Microsoft Azure.com, azure.microsoft.com. Or directly you can go to portal.azure.com. I have already logged in, so that is why it is not asking for credentials. If you have not logged in, it will ask for your email ID and password. You just sign in with your email ID and password. So tonight, today, try to get your account created. If there is any problem, tomorrow we can discuss. Uh, this is how it looks like. Once you log in, this is the dashboard. You can create multiple dashboards. Okay, if you want all resources, drag and drop. Service health, drag and drop. Just I'm done customizing, and you see I could see it's like a quick access. Okay, shortcuts, kind of shortcuts. Yes, you have my dashboard 1, my dashboard 2. Okay, so if you don't want this dashboard, you can just delete it. And this is where your account information will be there. So you can see this is your uh, details. If you want to see your bill, monthly bill, you can see your bill details here and click on invoices, and you will see. So all subscriptions, and you can see my billing details here and billing address, and the subscriptions. You, when you sign up for subscription, right, you will see a free trial subscription. So you will see a free trial subscription here, and after 30 days your subscription will expire. and you need to add a new subscription. Click on new subscription after 30 days to continue your services. Pay as you go. Add pay as you go. Okay. So pay as you go plan, no upfront costs, no long-term commitments. There are different other plans also there, but just add pay as you go. This you have already used in 30 days. After 30 days, pay as you go, just you add. Okay, so you can see the cost management. You can see the current spend, and based on the current spend, it will also give you the future spend, how much is going to be. Projection. Any questions so far? All right, so on the left hand side, you will see all the different services. The list may be very less for you, okay, because I have added a lot of services as my favorites. So if particular service is not available here on the left hand side, you click on more services. Click on all services, and you can search for one particular service. So suppose I want to search for uh, app service. Just type app service plans, managed applications. You can see all services with app, virtual. You can see virtual machines, virtual networks, and just click on this star button. It will make you as, it will add you as a favorite, and you could see it on the left hand side. Suppose I add virtual machine scale sets. Okay, then I will see it here. You see virtual machine skill sets. And if you want to create any service or resource, you click on here. You can do it from here. You can also go to individual services. Suppose I want to create a virtual machine. I can go here and go to compute and create it from here, or I can also go to virtual machines, click on add. Different ways that you can create. Okay, up to you. This is your dashboard. I told you, and all the resources which are running in your service, in your account. You click on all resources, you will see all the resources that are running here. Right now I do not have any service running. It's just a blank one. The first service that we are going to work on is virtual virtual machines. Okay. uh, you guys want to continue for next half an hour, or you're done for the day? So based on the poll, I will take a call. You want me to proceed with another topic? Okay, just you can quickly type in chat. Okay, one response I got. Tomorrow we can continue. Others? Giri, Satish, Chandru. How about you guys? Satish saying please proceed. Okay. Majority of them saying continue. So I will continue. I will continue for another half an hour. Hope that is okay with you guys. Okay. So virtual machines. Click on virtual machines. Click on add. What I am going to do. So I'm not going to talk about theory now. So first I will show you how to do it. If I start talking about theory, then you will feel bored. And first I will practically show you how to create these services. Then after, once we're done with practicals, and when I talk about theoretical, you can easily correlate things. Click on add, and you can create different type of virtual machines. Okay, different type of operating systems: Windows, Red Hat, Ubuntu. Okay, you can simply search for it if you want. CentOS, for example, I want CentOS. You see CentOS, or just a type for Windows. Windows 10, Windows 2016, Windows 2012, IS on Windows 2016. So it comes with Windows 2016 comes with IIS. Let's take Windows 2016 Data Center Edition. Windows Server 2016 Data Center Edition. Click on Create. It is a four-step process. First is configure the basic settings, configure the virtual machine, configure other features, and final step, validation. You have to give a name to this server. I am saying Windows VM1, and that is name of the computer, name of the server. So when you log into the computer, or when you log into the server, that is the name of the server or name of the host. There are two types of hard disks, SSD and HDD. So I will talk about this, what is the difference between SSD and HDD, probably in the storage section. But for now, just remember, HDDs are old type of hard disk, SSDs are latest type, and SSDs provide better performance and better reliability, and HDD are the old technology. In terms of size also, HDD is bigger ones. It uses spindle and magnetic disk at 3.5 inches. SSD is it is 2.5. Okay, yeah, SSD is costlier than HDD. So if you want to read more about SSD versus HDD, at least if you want to see how they look like, type SSD versus HDD. Yeah. So although they look same here, but actually they are not same. So this is the actual picture. SSD disks are same as your laptop disks, laptop hard
Yeah.
disk. Yeah, and you see the performance here. These are some performance statistics: access time, reliability, energy saving, CPU. You just go through this to understand better about SSD and HDD. So anyway, we'll talk about that in storage. You can give any username that you want. So you're not restricted to use administrator only. So you can just give your name, and if you see the tick mark, which means it's an accepted name. If you see anything, you see this error, it's not accepted. So change it. Resource group. So if you are creating for the first time, we are going to create a resource group. A resource group is collection of resources that share same life cycle, same permissions, and same policies. Every Azure service will be part of one or other resource group. It has to be part of a resource group, nothing but. Okay, Venkatesh left. I'm not sure if he's going to join back.
Yeah, I think he will join back again.
He's done for the day.
No, no, I think he will join again. Let
Okay,
me check.
okay, fine.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello. Hey, yeah, he is facing network issue. No problem. You can carry on.
we can carry on.
Okay, he will again. Yeah, yeah, we can.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to create a resource group. First time we are doing it, I'll call it as my RG. Any name you give, okay? But it's accepted. And I'm the location I'm going to create in West Central US. There are many data centers are available. So choose. You can choose anything for now. Okay. And these are different type of different sizes of your virtual machines. I will talk about this little later. Different sizes. DS1 V2. I'm selecting DS1 V2, which is one CPU, 3.5 GB memory. It's going to cost me 6,000 rupees per month. Select, and rest all you take defaults. Don't make any changes. We are going to create so many virtual machines. Even if you are not following it today, probably next 2-3 days, next 2-3 sessions, you will definitely create virtual machines on your own, and it definitely makes sense for you. Okay, probably it may not make any sense to you, but if you in next 2-3 classes, you will be all right. It's going to cost me 8.5 rupees, and click on create. Similarly, we will create a Linux machine. I'm going to create a Ubuntu machine. Go to virtual machines, add a virtual machine, Ubuntu, Ubuntu 16.04, create, and I'm going to call it as Ubuntu VM1 name. Ubuntu VM1 username, password. Okay, here this time I'm not going to create a new resource group. I'm going to choose existing resource group. Okay, so my existing resource group is my RG. Click OK. Choose the virtual machine size. Anything you can choose. And I'm taking defaults here, all defaults. It's running final validation and click on create. So you can see in the notification tab, you can see status of the two machines. Deployment is in progress, deployment is in progress. So just probably it'll take another 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes to get these machines up and running. How do you connect to a Linux machine from a Windows machine? You need something called PuTTY. You need a PuTTY program to connect to this Linux machine. So you download it, PuTTY program, based on 64-bit or 32-bit. I have already downloaded. So once you download and install, just open PuTTY and where is my machine? Yeah, keep this ready. So Windows VM is succeeded. Deployment is succeeded. You could see it here, the status. And how do I connect? Click on connect. And it's going to download the RDP, remote desktop file. Open it, connect. The username I given, Praveen. So you're able to log into your Windows machine. This is your Windows server. Windows server is ready. And similarly, your Linux machine also will be ready in few minutes. That's it. Your machine is ready. Okay, Linux machine is also ready. How do I connect to Linux machine? Copy this IP address, public IP address of the Linux machine, and paste it here. The host name. Click on open. It's going to ask for just click on yes. Username Praveen, password whatever I have given. That's it. So if you just type ls, your virtual machine is ready. Linux virtual machine is ready. The Windows virtual machine is ready. Okay, we will look at in detail, different components that are there, different disks that are there, different networking components and properties of these Linux virtual machines and Windows virtual machines in detail tomorrow. And yeah, you have to use that, you have to install that additional tools for that. The X Windows that you have to install it to get that X window or GUI. So to delete these, to store or to delete these resources completely, you select the resource group, go to all resource groups, select delete, delete it. And nobody is going to use in companies, they don't use GUI of Linux machines. If you are remotely connecting from a remotely connecting, you hardly use GUI on Linux machines. So you better get your hands-on done on through command prompt only. Don't use GUI on Linux. Okay, so this is going to delete all the resources which are part of this resource group. Two machines. Okay, my Linux machine and my Windows machine are part of this resource group. All are there. All these two machines are getting deleted. So they will get deleted in few minutes. Okay. So any questions? So we will look at these virtual machine concepts in detail, and we will see other properties also of virtual machines and storage, networking, IP addresses, and all those stuff. Tomorrow, uh, Satish, Chandru, and Venkatesh. Can we have a class at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m.
Morning, huh?
morning, 9 a.m. Is that okay?
Okay for me. How about Sadish?
Okay, Chandran. Okay, sir, no problem.
Okay, then we can continue 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. What about Venkatesh?
We'll intimate to Venkatesh. Ravi.
Venkatesh is okay with that?
I don't know. We will check and let you know. Maybe I think he is also okay. No problem.
Okay, fine. Okay, then we'll meet at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Same meeting link.
Okay, same meeting link, right?
Same
Okay,
meeting.
and I have one doubt. Okay, you
Yeah,
are telling private cloud, right?
yeah,
Azure Stack and Rackspace OpenStack.
yes, yes.
So my question, vCloud have also private cloud, right? Because they providing self-service, on-demand, scalability, availability, everything they're providing. So
Yeah.
vCloud are also private cloud, right?
Yes, vCloud also vCloud is also a private cloud.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
How about System Center?
System
Microsoft System Center.
Center is not a cloud actually. So, uh,
Because they also providing self-serve, on-demand, everything, right? Because how you install OpenStack, top up any virtualization, ESS or Hyper-V, only you can install OpenStack, right? The
you
same
no,
concept we are using
you
system
can
center.
you can install bare metal also. You can on the hardware, the empty hardware, you can install OpenStack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bare metal also is possible.
Okay, okay. And one more question. You are telling in VM creation, right? Because in master template, you are seeing 2016 and 2012 only. So if you want to install 2008 OS, so how I can select that image?
Okay, I will show that in tomorrow's section. I'll show you all the different images that are available.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Then no problem. Okay. So this is my end.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, Praveen. Thanks.
Okay,
We'll meet you
okay,
tomorrow.
okay, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Praveen.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Praveen,
Yeah, Giri.
hello. Praveen, I have one question. Like, as you said, MS Azure, apart from that IaaA, infrastructure as a software,
As a
what
service.
is other difference between MS Azure and AWS?
Infrastructure as a service, not software. Infrastructure as a
Yeah,
service. Uh,
service. Huh.
so
What is
what?
any other difference apart from this? What is other difference for between MS Azure and AWS?
See, I'll show you that. So here is the comparison. So it's self explanatory. Okay. Uh, the comparison between, I will share this with you. These
Okay.
are different comparison that you have between AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. Okay. So each one provides uh, services in infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So
Oh, okay.
one thing is, look at the cost, look at the support, and when you are choosing the different clouds platforms, and look at your environment also. If you are more of a Microsoft based environment, go for Microsoft Azure. And if you are more of a open source infrastructure, okay, then go for Amazon web services. Okay, it's in simple terms, in simple way, if I compare these two. So this is my recommendation. But there are number of reasons why you choose, when you are architecting your cloud, number of reasons choosing between different cloud service providers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And fundamentally, All cloud service providers are same. They offer storage, they offer compute, they offer network, they offer databases. Okay, they offer security, but naming wise, Azure calls it as virtual machines, Amazon calls it as EC2 instances. So different namings are given.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. And one more request, Praveen. Can you please, in tomorrow's session, can you please deploy this virtual machine once again in tomorrow's session? And can you please
Oh, not
show us
one more, not just one time we are going to deploy. We are going to deploy at least 50, 100 missions we are going to deploy in entire course.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, don't worry. Even if you have not followed today's session, we are going to deploy many virtual machines.
Okay, okay.
Almost every day we will deploy one or two virtual machines. Don't worry.
1 or 2 hours. Okay, okay, Praveen. So tomorrow 9 to 11, is it?
Yeah.
9 o'clock to 11.
11 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fine. Okay.
Bye.
Thank
Okay,
you, Praveen.
Praveen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.